What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And we are back with another episode of Tangled Law. Guys, this episode of Tangled Law is the most recent one. So after this one, we're gonna have to find a new story to read because we are all caught up with the most recent episode of Tangled Law. So if you guys don't remember what happened in the last episodes, what was happening? Right, it was our girl Miss Alyssa's birthday, and River put a little surprise together for us, and our girl Miss Alyssa was just so blown back, so blown away. She was really, really happy that River would do something like this for her. You know, he tried to do something as simple as he could, something simple, something thoughtful. Because if you guys don't remember that REESE's trial is in 2 days. So the trial starts and we're going to find out what is about to happen to REESE. Even though we signed the divorce papers, he's no longer our husband. We're doing all of this. Our girl, Miss Alyssa and River share their first kiss and their feelings for each other. If you guys remember, River asked us out on a date, but he, was like, you don't have to give me an answer right now. A lot of stuff is going on, so I won't rush you. But that is the main gist of what happened in the last episode. At least I can think off the top of my head. But let's just jump into the episode, y'all, and see what is the tea. River pulled me into him and pressed his lips to mine. A slow whisper, soft kiss, the kind that sings to your heart. The kind that makes you forget time and space. River tasted sweet, far sweeter than the chocolate cake. I gripped onto his shirt to support myself, afraid my knees will buckle at any moment. A moment that I'm nowhere near ready to end. They say that with the right person, kissing feels like healing. And with River, it feels like the wound of my heart no longer aches. It feels like my soul is saying, finally. Girl, these episodes about to be a mess. Oh yeah, also if you guys don't remember, REESE told Kane where to get money. He gave it to the guy who runs the gang in the jail for Alyssa's protection while all this is still going on. And he told Kane where to find some money. And Kane took the money and he took off. He is getting out the city. He might be getting out the state and saying goodbye to his old life and starting anew. And if we did get to see some flashbacks on how REESE and Kane came together and came to be. Anywho, Blake sent you. Tell her to go fuck herself. I won't answer to her anymore. I don't know who Blake is. Sure you don't. The timing just happened to be so convenient. Do I look like an idiot to you? I'm done here, Ramirez. Charlotte, she said you were my brother. Amethyst? Oh, it's his sister. I wish I knew what the dad looked like so I knew how to make her. But we'll just tinker with her a little bit. Okay, I didn't do too much. I just kind of made her the same complexion as the mom. Or at least I think it's the same complexion as the mom. And I did something different with her eyebrows because I didn't like the eyebrows. But yeah, this is our girl, Miss Amethyst. I didn't believe her at first. But now, after seeing you face to face, it was clear as night and day. I can't believe it. You look grown up. I'm 21 now. 21, wow. I thought you might have had purplish eyes too. I wish. I would have made everyone jealous growing up. They actually made me the class freak. Honestly, I wish I never had them. Sounds like a lot of people were jealous. Maybe. I guess kids can be cruel. Your eyes aren't like mom's either. I take after my dad more, thankfully. Sorry. What do you have to be sorry for? For being insensitive? For not being there? For not being able to help you through anything? For being a terrible older brother? None of that is your fault. You were just a kid of mom and your dad, To be honest, I didn't want to believe it at first. I went 21 years being an only child, even though I always wished I had siblings. She never told you about me? Figures. She wanted to erase my existence from her life. No, Mom just, she screwed up and she knows it. It actually took a while for me to build the courage to come and see you. I realized that this might be my only chance. This was never how I imagined our first meeting. I guess at some point I stopped imagining having the chance to see you all together. But I thought about you a lot over the years. What you looked like, what you enjoy doing. Were you doing okay? We don't have much time, but I love to hear everything about you. The good and the bad, if that's okay with you. I've been dreaming of this moment ever since my mother walked out of my life, taking my sister with her. Although it hurts to know I've missed out on so much, I'm happy that Amethyst had a fulfilling life. She studied at prestigious schools, traveled far and wide, and even set up a charity in memory of her friend. She's currently she's at an MIT studying biochem. Very impressive. And she hates cats but loves dogs, and she has a French bulldog named Bolly. She never had to struggle like I did. I'm glad you lived a good life. That's all I ever wanted for you. Okay, is Amethyst our half-sister? Because isn't Amethyst our sister? Am I tripping? Like, Amethyst is our sister, right? Like, she's not our half-sister because she left, but we were like a kid, and our dad was still okay when this happened, right? Or did the mom cheat? I can't remember. Anyhow, I wish we could have had the chance to grow up together. You don't seem like, a bad person. That might be selfish of me, but can I ask you to do something for me? Yeah. Don't come to my trial. What? Why? You shouldn't let that take up your time when you've got so many deadlines and I would like if you remember me as I am in this moment. Not as who they'll paint me out to be in the courtroom. Please. Okay. Take care of yourself, little sis. Maybe one day we'll get to meet up for a coffee, right? Yeah, because unfortunately Reese is going to get him out. Maybe. Oh, today's a dreaded day. Alright. Do we want to change the hair color again? No, we'll keep the purple, but we'll get our little long purple, extensions and things. I can never remember when I made her natural hair color. When I actually first started this game, I don't remember what I actually made her natural hair color. This would actually be really cute. We'll get that when we're on our honeymoon with River. Okay. Beautiful. She looks gorgeous. I guess we'll keep this lipstick on because I want to see what she's wearing. Actually, we'll do this one. Because it matches the hair. Oh, that's cute. Cute. We'll wear this because, we're going to go see our man and her husband that is no longer our man. All rise. Court is in session. Silence is hereby enjoined. The Honorable Judge Ashanti. Not Judge Ashanti, okay? Ashanti Bibi presiding. Everyone but the jury may be seated. Miss Ebony, please swear in the jury. Jurors, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will listen to this case and render a true verdict and a fair sentence as to this defendant? I do. You're a key jury member in this trial. That's right, Reese's fate is in your hands. Oh, it's us? We got put on the jury? Call the case. We'll keep an eye on her because our girl is cute. We call on case 6624, homicide, State of New York versus Reese Brown, defendant. Appearances. Good morning, Your Honor. Yolan Roscalvi, on behalf of the people of New York. Morning, River Williams for the defense, Your Honor. Look at him in his blue suit. He look good. Ooh, River look good. Good morning, both. Prosecution, you may call your first witness. Thank you, Your Honor. I call Lucy Combs to the stand. Lucy, what is your relationship with the accused? Was my boss. Unfortunately, I was his employee. Do you also know Vanessa Block? Yes. What kind of relationship did Mr. Brown and Vanessa Block have? I didn't pay attention to them like that, but you have to be blind to not see she was unhappy at work. She was shouting in overtime, and her and the boss would get into it all the time. Get into it. They always be having meetings in the office, which were actually arguments and showdowns. Can you explain in more detail? She'd ask him for things relating to work, like a pay raise, and their conversation would get mad heated. Everyone in the office could feel the tension, so you have to walk around as if you were stepping on eggshells. So you say Reese Brown is aggressive. Objection, leading question. Sustained. How did you know that they would argue? From all the doors being slammed and the constant shouting, the boss would take his mood out on the rest of us too and give us petty tasks and make us stay extra hours. He made Vanessa cry one time too and threatened to blacklist me after I found out he drugged us. How do you know he drugged you? Devin in sales said he saw him slip something into drinks at the Christmas party. I don't even remember how I got home that night. Objection, hearsay. Ms. Combs did not see it with her own eyes, so that is not admissible as evidence. Sustained. That's all for this witness, Your Honor. Comment, Mr. Williams. We will cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Come on, babe. Did you also ask Mr. Brown for a pay raise when you worked for his company, Ms. Combs? I was the first one with a backbone to ask. What did he say in response? No, because he's a stingy bastard. You are a blood-sucking leech. You will show proper decorum in my courtroom, Ms. Combs. Sorry, Your Honor. You demanded more money right after a company-wide pay raise, correct? Yes. What did you do after Mr. Brown declined to give you an additional raise? I told him about himself, obviously. And what did you tell him about himself? I don't remember. Is that so? How convenient. Did you share your thoughts on the matter with anyone else? It wasn't exactly a secret. I see. Well, Miss Combs, allow me to re-jog your memory. If we examine Exhibit A, here's what you personally wrote in a letter to Mr. Brown. Why can't you pay us more money? I bet this business is covering for money laundering. Is that why you can't pay us more, because you're money laundering for the mafia? Or is it to fund your own drug addiction? That's what everyone thinks, you stingy bastard. That's defamation of character. There's no proof I wrote that. Go off, girl. Don't take that shit. Wrong, Miss Combs. The letter has been cross-examined with other handwritten documents by yourself, and it's a positive match. I'm not the only one in the wrong here. I was blacklisted. That letter was just... I acted out of emotion. It wasn't serious. Not serious. These allegations could ruin someone's life. They are ruining Mr. Brown's life. Is it true that the other employees asked for a pay raise? Yes. And what happened after the other employees began asking for a raise? He agreed if we hit 2 quarterly targets. There you have it, members of the jury. Even after receiving this defamating letter, Mr. Brown agreed to give all of his employees another pay raise if they hit their 2 quarterly targets. Even after militia, he chose to invest in Vanessa. That's more than some of us can say for our own bosses and superiors at work. No further questions, Your Honor. Mr. Rosvalk, do you want to cross-examine? Curse you, River Williams. No, allow me to call the second witness, Mr. Abdul Rahman. Mr. Rahman, are you the owner of Rahana's Corner? Yes. So Rahana's Corner opened on June 26th. Yes, we opened at 8:30 a.m. and closed at 5:30 p.m. as normal. What did you do after 5:30 p.m.? Well, it was my grandson's birthday, so we were celebrating that. And Rahana's Corner, I own the apartment above the store, so my family and I have gatherings in the apartment sometimes. It's not that far from the kids' school, and we use the groceries from the store. So your whole family was upstairs, just inches away from the crime scene when the shooting took place? Yes. How did you come to find out that something had happened in your store? Excuse me. Well, I was going into the storage area to get another bottle of drink. Then there was a loud crush, and the shop's not in the best area, so loud noises are pretty common. But then I knew something was wrong straight away. Then I started to hear muffled voices and scuffling. I thought it was some kids trying to steal something. It wouldn't be the first time. I was just going to scare them off a little, and then I told them I called the police. So I opened the door out to the shop floor, and then I take your time, Mr. Hamad. I can only imagine how traumatic this must have been for you. I saw her, Vanessa. There was blood. So much blood. Are you able to explain what happened after that? I heard someone shout, "REESE!" Ooh. And then I was shot. I only remember waking up in the hospital after that. So REESE Brown left Vanessa Block to die in a pool of her own blood and then shot you hoping to erase any witnesses. Would you feel safe if a man who could kill in cold blood were freely roaming in the streets? Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Thank you, Mr. Romahad. No further questions, Your Honor. Defense counsel, do you wish to examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Rahman, where is your storage area located in your store? At the back of the store, opposite the till counter. Right. So, quite far from the store entrance where the majority of the crime took place. Were there any lights switches on the shop floor? I don't think so. You don't think so, or you don't know? I haven't been out on the shop floor yet. I switched them off after closing, so they were most likely off. So you agree that it was dark and you couldn't see well? Yes. Mr. Ramahad, were you able to identify the shooter at the time of the incident? No. Did you watch the CCTV footage recording of the crime? Yes. Would you be able to identify the shooter now? No. So you never actually saw REESE Brown pull the trigger? No, I didn't. No further questions, Your Honor. Bailiff, please help Mr. Rahman down from the stand. Our man is a lawyer. Our man is a lawyer. You hear me? I like to read the pathologic statement before calling the expert witness, Dr. Van Cloud. Okay, Vanessa, 27, New York. She was 27. Is that mixed or Mexican for her race? I'm sorry. Okay. She was A-, A negative, cannabis. She had smoked something. 3 to 6 hours, 2 to 4 hours. She had a gunshot in her, is that her pelvis or her leg? Oh my God. Her chest and in the head. Gunshot wound in the groin, chest below the 5th intercostal space or nipple line, resulting in a collapsed lung and abdominal puncture. Based on the path of the bullets and the lack of the stippling surrounding the wound, the gun was fired from a distance. Extensive hemorrhaging, severe bleeding observed in abdominal and intestinal performal with fecal matter, stool leakage, minor detect to the face, and contusion on the octuple skull due to the intra-abdominal structures, mainly the spine and ribs. No traces of other DNA on the body. Hypothalamic shock from penetrating abdominal trauma by gunshot wound. Would you like to zoom in to read? Well, no, I don't read them now. Dr. Cloud, for the record, are you a licensed expert? Yes, I've been a licensed forensic scientist for over 27 years, and I've testified in both federal and state courts on approximately 50 occasions throughout my career. Please show Exhibit B on the screen. Tap. Dr. Cloud, did you examine the weapon shown? Yes, I was asked to check for fingerprints at the lab. And did you find fingerprints on the murder weapon as a result of your testing? Yes, they have several impressions as shown in the results. Were you able to identify Reese Brown's prints on the murder weapon? We love Armani. Armani ready to fight. Oh, so bad. Oh, we love Armani. Yes, the prints I found on the gun were identified to the prints taken from the defendant. Where were Reese Brown's fingerprints found on the gun? Around the grip and trigger guard. Were there any other fingerprints found on the weapon? No, there weren't. No further questions, Your Honor. Your Honor, I would like to request re-examination of Dr. Cloud. You may proceed. Although you found Mr. Brown's fingerprints on the murder weapon, you identified these as partial fingerprints. Yes, that is correct. So the fingerprint analysis is not completely reliable. That is also correct. So it's possible that the weapon was tampered with. That is a plausible possibility. So Mr. Brown's fingerprints could have been purposely lifted and printed on the gun. If they were extremely skilled. Objection! Call for speculation. Overruled. I would like to hear her expert opinion. Please continue, Dr. Cloud. Guns have a lot of texture that makes recovering fingerprints difficult. So to initially place them, it's possible, but the culprit would have to be highly skilled, especially considering we found positive matches for more than one finger. No further questions, Your Honor. He's 1,000% guilty. We shouldn't jump to conclusions yet. His fingerprints were found on the trigger. Correction. They were found on the grip and the trigger guard. That's basically the trigger. Let's weigh in all the facts first and then take a vote. I agree. We need to think about this objectively. I love how we're on the jury. It's up to us whether Reese goes to jail or not. So what are your thoughts on the former employee, Lucy? She seems like an opportunist. Or poor girl who suffered working through a tyrant. She did seem a little shady to me. That letter was nasty work. Oh, and then what about the shopkeeper? He won't ever be able to walk again after being shot. Even if he didn't see this Reese Brown pull the trigger, he definitely heard his name. We can't say he definitely did for sure. She's right, especially as he was also under the influence of alcohol. I think he was pretty sober considering the fact he had the wits to check out the commotion of the shop floor. What if it was liquid courage? I think you'd be sober up pretty quickly if you heard gunshots and saw a dead body on the floor. Okay, what about the forensic scientist's expert statement? There were no other fingerprints found on the murder weapon. It definitely places him at the crime. But does it prove that he pulled the trigger? His prints are literally on the trigger guard, whichever. It's still the trigger, and that screams guilty to me. You're right, it's definitely not doing him any favors. I don't know. I think it's hard to come to a definite conclusion until we heard more from the experts and witnesses. Let's take a vote for today. Decision time. Throughout the trial, you will have 3 chances to vote guilty or not guilty after each discussion. Your choices will calculate at the end to decide Reese's future. If you vote guilty twice, Reese is going to prison. At the end of every episode, you'll have a chance to read a bonus scene revealing what Reese was doing leading up to the crime. The final bonus scene will show what actually happened, and you will be able to read after you cast your last vote. I hate that. You will not have a chance to redo any of your votes, so choose wisely. This is your first vote. We'll go with not guilty. We'll go with not guilty for now. If you want to see what Reese is doing in the morning of crime, you'll see some interesting that might help you decide whether he's guilty or not. Actually, yes, let's do it. Because this might help us. Okay. He's going morning sunshine, 1 caramel ice latte with a shot of vanilla. Those are my favorite words to hear in the morning. He got to leave earlier. I got to leave earlier than usual today. Lots of boring paperwork to sort out for the equestrian. Will you be home late too? I'll try and come home as soon as I can. Maybe we should use those massage oils tonight. Look at me like that. Look at me like that, and it won't make me not want to leave. Go. Your assistant might hang himself if you leave him with all the work for him. See you later, baby. All right, where were you really, Reese? Vanessa, I'm starting to think you don't sleep. Boss? I do sleep, I promise. Is this the girl that was just on the trial? I'm earlier than usual, and you're still here before I am. When is it? I need more overtime. Oh, no, this is the girl that died. Got it. Got it. I need more overtime. There's no more overtime for this month. But you're already going nearly 60 hours a week. You're not even down for extra hours today. Any more and it's a health and safety risk. But I need the money. And I've already said I'd issue a company-wide pay raise if we hit 2 quarterly targets. But that's still another 3 months. I need the money now. If you want to keep your job at all, I suggest you keep that attitude in check. Is that a threat? I understand you have financial difficulties, but I can't issue out hours and pay at your demand. I'm running a business, not a charity. If we don't stick to the financial plan, there will be a lot more than overtime to worry about. I won't change my mind, Vanessa. Keep in mind, I'm already paying you well above the industry average. So I'm drawing a line under this conversation. Many. Pay. Not like you can't take the money with you once you're dead. Okay, that don't look that good, but... Okay, so we did see Vanessa ask him for the money. I mean, he is where he said he was, so that's looking very not guilty to me. So I guess we're going to see. Anywho, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. This is the most recent episode, guys. So next Tuesday, unless an episode is updated, we won't be reading this. So we'll probably skip next week, and then I'll come back with a new story until this updates. And then I'll be back with Tangled Law. But until then, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And of course, as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.